When Ultimate Warrior came in, Jim Ross said he has never seen a worse wrestler in his entire life. He's never met or seen a worse one in his entire life when he was signed. Do you remember his first match in WWF? And was it the kind of thing that like the veterans would look at the new guys coming in and evaluate them behind the scenes and, you know, trade notes on them or just have a laugh at their expense?
I don't know that I watched. I don't know. I don't know that I followed him when he first came. He was he hung around the Bulldogs a lot, and Bulldogs and Jimmy Powers, and I was those were close friends of mine on the road as well. So I was around him a bit. His work, a few times his work, you know, watch his match. I remember Dino Bravo and I, we were training partners on the road and stuff. Dino Bravo was working with him one time. I guess he nailed Dino 3 or 4 times, you know, good ones. Dino came on, geez, this is unacceptable. I thought there was going to be a fight, but he just let it slide, you know. But, yeah, he would run around, you know, in, out of control. You're just a good mind. I never had to, by the time he came in, I was a baby face. Had gone to a baby face, so I never had the privilege of working with him. I think we were tag partners. Somebody wrote, I saw the other day, where we were tag partners in the Garden against Bundy and Butch Reed. And I don't know, came in, I was giggling or something. But he was he'd be easy as a tag partner. You know, just keep him on the apron, go in and get a good sell going, and you know, let him do his stuff, and then tag and go home. You know. Wasn't a secret formula to that.
Yeah, I spoke to Steve Lombardi maybe a couple of weeks ago, and he said he knocked me out legitimately twice. Just how does that even possibly happen? Like with just clotheslines, can't you just do it there? You know, I don't understand.
Well, it's just that when Dino came out of the ring that one night, you know, he got, you know, he was, you know. And he's going, you know, Dino'd been around. Dino was no slouch. Hey, he'd been around Montreal and was a good heel, been around all over the place. You know, he wasn't used to getting beat up like that either. You know, so yeah, I remember him saying, this is unacceptable. Well, I don't doubt Steve got knocked out a couple times by him.
Do you think? Oh, sorry.
Out of control, you know. I don't know. These guys get in. I suppose the business was turning then. You know, it was changing. And the guys, and these are the guys that I don't know that I saw, and guys that were coming in with attitudes and different mindsets of when I started. Because when I was young, you know, the older guys would deal with you. But by that time with McMahon, everybody was kind of on par except for Hulk, you know, or maybe, you know, somebody else. You know, it was probably a changing period or, you know, a big changing period. Characters like that to get away with what they got away with in wrestling was pretty, you know, have to be scripted. You got to be, you can't walk into Bill Watts' territory as, you know, in the middle of you know, Louisiana, you know, a New Orleans show, and nobody knows who you are, and just start running around and clotheslining everybody and shaking the rope, and, you know, nobody having any time to you know, have any type of continuity, you know, unless it was, you know, you knew what was going on. But just to be doing that, you know, is kind of insane.
Give us an example of, let's say, Ultimate Warrior comes into Mid-South in 1973. Not that you were there, but Mid-South in 1973, he acts up, hits a couple of people in the nose. How would that be dealt with?
Back then, somebody would grab him, take him down in the middle of the ring, and hold him there. Some little guy, Johnny Walker, Mr. Wrestling 2, or somebody guy, some old bony scrawny guy, Joe Scarpello, Danny Hodge, you know, some old guy that looked like he couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag. Would take him down in the middle ring and hold him there for 10, 20 minutes. That's the way they would do it back. That was those are the kind of guys that were that you were. You'd be you couldn't move if you'd be you didn't pass out before they didn't hook you, or break your arm, or put you to sleep.
Yeah. Would they do anything in the backstage or in the bar or in the hotel? Would they just like rib you mercilessly, or would they like more ignore you?
Probably, yeah. I imagine so. Yeah. It's you probably have to have a real heavy attitude. Any problem in the ring, I think you would do in the building, or you would do you wouldn't stretch it out and carry into ribs or anything else. And so the ring was business. So any problem at the ring would be you'd go face to face and work it out that way, rather than playing games.
Do you remember, and I'm not specifically saying Warrior, but obviously he bludgeoned quite a few of the enhancement talent as well. I spoke to Nikita Koloff the other day, and I said enhancement talent, and he just went, dude, they're jobbers. It's like, don't use the new vernacular on me, the jobbers. But anyway, so the enhancement talent / jobbers, what would happen if one of them refused to wrestle a certain person? Would they just be sent home and never used again, or?
Yeah, that's all. Well, probably eventually they get might get used again, but
and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Bobby Heenan. What was I know what his opinion was, but what was Bobby Heenan's opinion of Ultimate Warrior?
always his neck and stuff. Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, well, he didn't like that. He's. So I've been with Bruiser and Billy Robinson and all those guys. No, I don't need any of this. And he was no Bruiser or Robinson. He was just a madman. And so you can understand either way. But I'm sure Bobby wouldn't have been happy with it. But in either way, it was. He wasn't happy.